Hey guys, this is Frank, and in this Arma 3 video, we're going to go over how to use the init3din.sqf file, which is a file that an engine basically calls whenever you load up your mission in the editor, and we're going to use it for the purpose of optimizing the loading of our mission into the editor, as well as making it easier to export the mission to multiplayer. So every time you hit Control S or save your mission, you have to go through the drop downs to export to multiplayer. That's a pain in the ass. So I worked on a solution to basically make it automatically also export to multiplayer whenever you save your mission. So not only will this optimize the loading of a mission and the way it looks, but also, at least in the editor, it'll also make it easier for you to save it and export it. So let's get started. Started on this code years ago for a mission that I've been working on for a few years. Has 8 to 10,000 objects placed in the mission. That's a lot of objects. So used to take forever to load. Now it's very fast. So let's get into that. We have two UI elements that you may have noticed that had collapsed the lists and then hid the UI. So on the left and right, that's what it does. Depending on how many objects you have in the mission, depending on how many mods you have enabled, there could be a shit ton in these lists here. And it actually does affect your performance and the loading of the mission, so that is why I wrote this code to collapse these and hide them. It also sets the view distance, object draw distance, shadow draw distance, and the terrain grid. It also does a few other things like hiding 3D location names. It enables the flashlight in case you're working on a night map and some other stuff. So let's get started here. It also hides the icons drawn between units or synced modules, another thing as well. So it all affects performance, and yeah, as you can see, it runs pretty good. There is a bit of a stutter that was introduced by a few patches ago. It has nothing to do with my mission. And that's it. Let's get into the script here. So this is the init3din.sqf script file. This is really what you're going to want. This is actually from the mission you were just looking at. It has a few things that are redundant for you guys, like it sets the color corrections in the editor, as well as sets some textures to the vehicles and the players in the mission, but it doesn't actually apply when the mission started. You'd need like the init player local.sqf or something for that. Anyway, getting started. This is actually what you'll be using for your mission. This is the code. Unfortunately, I cannot paste it into the description of the video, so you're gonna have to just go based on what you see. Sorry. YouTube doesn't let me do it because of these squiggly brackets that we use in a lot of our functions and scripts. Yep, apparently YouTube doesn't like that. So anyway, here's some of the optimizations here. We wait for the editor UI to load. There are some sleeps that are necessary that we have to wait for. We collapse those lists and hide them. We disable the drawing of 3D locations. We enable the flashlight in the editor. And down here, this is actually where we handle the automatic exporting of the mission to multiplayer. So that's pretty much it. Not going to go over too much. That's pretty straightforward. Thanks for watching. Frank out.